Let's start by building a derived template for our blowers. So to get a new derived template, we want to go to the template in the list over here that we want to use for our base template. In this case, it's going to be the equipment template. So if we just right click there, select new, and then new derived template, we'll see that we get a new derived template here. I'm going to rename this to the blower template. And we saw from this list that the blower names should start with BLR dash. So we'll put that for the naming pattern. Then we want to start adding our unique attributes for the blower. Looking back at our notes, we see that there's a shaft vibration in hertz and a fan speed in RPM that are being measured, and that should be captured in the blower model. So I'll right click and create a new attribute. Do the shaft vibration frequency first, and we were told that it's in hertz. So if we find our frequency class in the UOM library, we should find hertz. And this is a pi point data reference. And let's see if we can find one of our tags for that. So I'm assuming it has a similar naming convention to the temperatures and power usage and status, but I don't really know what the letter code here would be. So rather than searching by the name, let's see if I can search by the description, and maybe they've put a description in their tags that'll help us out. So we'll try any description that contains vibration, do a search, and it looks like they used V as the letter code for the tags. So we'll just use the tag for zone 1 blower. Hit OK. And let's go ahead and add one for the fan speed. And we were told that's in units of RPM. I think that's under angular velocity. And we'll do another search here. And this time, instead of vibration, let's just look up fan and see if we get anything. Okay, looks like they used R, perhaps because the units are RPMs. And hit OK. Oh, one thing I neglected to do that I should go ahead and do is set up the source units. We know that they're definitely in RPM. And we know that these are definitely in hertz, so we might as well specify it explicitly. It's a good practice. All right. Now the last attribute we want to look at is given up here. We know that for each class of equipment, there's a unique voltage rating. Now, if you remember correctly, we also have a voltage rating in our parent template, the equipment template. So you're probably wondering, why would we want to repeat that same attribute template in our blower template? And here I'm going to introduce the concept of attribute overriding. So in this case, our blower template would normally inherit all of these same attributes from the parent equipment template. But maybe we don't want to use the value or the configuration string that's given by this template, because we know that each class of equipment has its own unique voltage rating. So rather than having to go in and type in 460 for every blower element and 230 for every chiller element and so on, what if we just built that default value into the equipment specific template and then had that override whatever value is given by the base template? So in order to do this, we just need to make sure our new attribute has the exact same name as the one in the parent template. So it's going to be voltage rating. And we'll make sure we have the same units of measure. Electric potential, volt. And then for the default value, we're going to put in 460 for a blower. So now anytime I build a blower off of this template, it'll have a voltage rating of 460. But since this attribute has the exact same name as the one in the parent template, if I were to search for attributes based on the equipment template across, say, all our blowers, chillers, and heaters, I could pull in the voltage rating, and the unique values would get plugged in depending on whether it was a blower, chiller, or heater. So let's go ahead and check in our blower template. And as a test, I'm just going to build a dummy blower element so you can see how this works. So if I'll just go to my elements collection and make a new element based on my blower template. Click OK, and now you can see it starts with the naming convention BLR-, which we built into the template here for our naming pattern. And you can see that it has all of the attributes that are common to the equipment template. So that would be these. And then we also have these other two that we're getting from our blower specific template. And you can also see here that the voltage rating has the value of 460 because that's the value we put into the derived template for blowers, and it's overriding the voltage rating value that's specified in the general equipment template. So now that we have our inherited template, the blower template, we'd like to go ahead and make similar derived templates for the other pieces of equipment, the chillers and the heaters. So again, we just go up to equipment template, right click, do new, and a new derived template. Call this first one chiller template, and we'll get the abbreviation name, it's CHR. So CHR- for the naming pattern. For this one, we want back at the meeting notes, the coolant pressure and PSIA. Get down to my pressure class. There it is. And for now, we'll just leave the data reference empty because this is something that we're going to add the data source for in the future. It's just kind of a placeholder attribute. And of course, the other one we wanted to add was just like the blower template, the voltage rating. So actually, I'll just go in here and copy this and paste it here. And then for the chillers, we saw that our voltage rating is 230. So I'll change this default value. And finally, the last one we want to make is our heater template. So I'll go to the equipment template again, go to new, derived template. Let's see, the new attribute for this is going to be, internal temperature in degrees C. And we saw before that we wanted all of our temperatures displayed in degree F, so I'll just go in here, and for the temperature, I'll go ahead and put the display units that we want. And maybe in the description, I'll just put a little reminder. So that when I define this data reference later, I can make sure that I'm using the correct incoming units. And we'll leave the rest of it unconfigured for now and just have it as a placeholder. And again, I'll go here, copy my voltage rating, and the default for heaters was 115. And of course I should probably give this template the correct name. And the naming pattern is going to be HTR dash. Oops. HTR dash. So now we have our chiller template, our heater template. I'll go ahead and check those in. So I've completed all three of my derived templates for my three pieces of equipment. We have our heater with the voltage rating and internal temperature, our chiller with coolant pressure and voltage rating, and our blower template with our two tag attributes, fan speed and shaft vibration frequency, and of course again the voltage rating. Now these are all derived templates of the equipment template. If we wanted to make that relationship more apparent, we can actually organize how these templates are displayed in the library. So if I go to Element Templates here and right-click, I see that there's an option to arrange by, and the default that we're currently using is arrange by name. So you see over here that all of my element templates are displayed in alphabetical order. But what I'd like to do is go here and select Arrange by Template Inheritance. And now you'll see that we get this hierarchical relationship between the templates. So we can see very clearly that the blower, chiller, and heater templates are all templates derived from the equipment template. And we could also see in this General tab that the base template for all these is the equipment template. And the same thing here for the chiller and heater.